Now, how do you think of God? That's a question. See, people may think, there was one classic question which was asked by a student to Swami over here. Once some discussion came up, and then he said, Swami, the hostel and the college schedule is so jam-packed. From morning 5 o'clock till night 10 o'clock, only bells are ringing all the time. Tung, 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 they're going on ringing. Before we can even realize what the previous bell is for, a fresh bell has rung already. And in all the running, we have to stand in lines for the queue, for the bathroom, we have to stand in line for a bath, we have to stand in the line for the college, for the breakfast, everything there is a line. We are running all the time, I don't know where is time for sadhana and thinking of God. Can you help us? Then Swami said, this is something which all of us need to listen. Swami said, who told you don't have time? You have 24 hours in a day, to be precise, to think of God. Stunning silence. Let's piece through all our activity. In Bangalore or Hyderabad or any city you go, half our life goes in traffic. Right? So the remaining half of our life goes in tackling the problems in the office and then at the home. Where are we going to think of God? Some of us even skip our breakfast and bath and sleep, to be on time to meet our commitments. That's a hectic schedule we are having in our daily lives. So this is close to that. So he said, Swami, where am I going to find time to think of God? Then Swami said, there are 24 hours, to be precise, to think of God. So morning when you get up, offer the day to God. Thank Him that you have given me one more day to discharge my duties. When you take bath and clean yourself, think that you are cleaning the temple of the Lord. Think of the Lord once again. When you are having your food, accept it by offering it as a naivedyam. It becomes prasadam. So offer that food to God. Again you are thinking of God. When you are doing your office work, think that this is a duty you are discharging as your humble offering for your salvation to God. You are again thinking of God. So when you come to sleep, think that Swami is standing next to you, putting you to sleep with a warm breeze. Again, you're thinking of God. When you're playing games, think like as if Swami is there in your team. How would you play? With fairness, with love, with compassion, and still the fighting spirit. So he said, when you have 24 hours to think of the God every second, why are you grumbling? So instead of grumbling that I'm not finding time, you need to come to God in this way. So you have to convert the situation. So everything that we do, if we say it is a Brahmarpanam is not food alone. Brahmarpanam basically means this is an offering to the Lord. So everything that we do when we offer to God, it works wonders in the way we see ourselves at coming close to the Lord. So Swami said that this is how we need to devise our own methods in our daily lives so that we start thinking of God, and this Dil mein Ram concept becomes very, very clear. The second one is Haath mein Kaam. Dil mein Ram is over. Next comes Haath mein Kaam. Haath mein Kaam is about service. So the first one was about sadhana, bhajans. Second one is about service. Satya Sai organization is founded on these two basic principles, service and sadhana. So service is now coming as a second aspect. Haath mein Kaam. So Swami actually lays an enormous significance on this concept of service. One interesting question which was asked to Swami was, Swami, if everything is going to be decided by God's grace, why should I do any activity? Now that Bhagavad Gita shloka, karmanyeva adhikarasya, man is born because there is an activity to be discharged. We could have been born as this mic otherwise, or that speaker, or this granite marble floor. So activity is the reason why man is born. The day he decides that or devises a method, convenient argument saying that I don't need to do activity because everything is going to be decided by God, we are no better than any one of these lifeless objects all around us. So the man is born because there is an activity. And when we do our activity, God's grace works from the behind. Now, this is a beautiful answer which Swami gave once. The question here was, Swami, if everything is going to be decided by God's grace, if everything is preordained, why is it that I should do any activity at all? In the Mahabharata, there is a very interesting story. This Pandavas, they were on disguise. They were hiding. Ajnatavas was going on. Okay, they were in the kingdom of King Drupad. That Matsya Bhed contest was to take place the next day. Arjuna had decided that he is going to participate. Only Krishna knew that these 5 Brahmins in disguise were none other than the Pandavas themselves. So he comes in the night, visits the Pandavas, and he calls Krishna aside and he says, "Oh brother, be very careful how you are going to be in the contest tomorrow. It's a very important contest. Lots of great archers from all over the world are going to come. No, you have to be very careful with the bow. That yantra is very famous. It will be rotating. Don't draw the arrow up till your ear. Please draw it only till the eye. Use only less strength. Put it like this. Don't shake. See the reflection." Arjuna starts getting irritated. He says, "See, I am such a great archer. Nobody in this world can beat me in archery. For the last 15 minutes, this man is going on trying and telling me how to shoot an arrow." So he gets bugged up and he tells Krishna, "Krishna, wait. If I am going to sit and do everything, what are you going to do?" Then Krishna says something marvelous. He says, "I will do that which you can never do." And Arjuna laughs and tells, "What is it that I cannot do?" And Krishna tells him, "I'll make sure that there is no wind. I will make sure that the water is still." Now let's analyze this and see. However great our capability is, however great our might is, there are certain things which we can never control. That is only controlled by God. Can we control nature? Have we been able to stop fire accidents, earthquakes, tsunamis, cyclones? Anything we do, we cannot stop it. Those are in the hands of the Lord. So what did Krishna meant when he says, "I will do that which you cannot do"? That means when we put in a sincere effort, God makes sure that the conditions around us are correctly there to attain the victory. So he gives the conditions, we give in the effort, and the success comes from that. So without the individual effort and without the conditions, you are never going to get success. You can do as much of efforts as you want. If the conditions are not favorable, we are not going anywhere. The conditions may always be there, but if we are not going to put in any effort, nothing is going to happen. Swami's classic example: I will give you every form of dish that you can imagine on your plate and put it in front of you, but unless you use your hand and you use your mouth, that food is not going to get into your body. You cannot sit in front of the plate and say, "Jalebi come into my mouth, pakoda come into my mouth." It doesn't work that way. Some work is required here, some activity is required here. So the secret to success, therefore, is individual effort plus the divine grace. The divine grace is always there. It's the individual effort that is lacking. So when this is nothing but this seva or hath mein kaam, which Bhagwan regularly tells us. And when we involve ourselves actively in these activities, now he is always there protecting us and making sure that the condition is right and we do not come to any harm.